All right, now we're going to be looking at the circular flow model with contractionary fiscal policy. So contractionary fiscal policy means that we need to slow the economy down. And anytime we need to slow the economy down is because we have high prices. Okay? So high prices means one individual thing could be a high price. But the way we look at it in macro is called price level. So you see it as PL. That means price level. Now, whenever we have high prices, this is known as inflation. And the symbol for that is going to be pi. I don't know why it is that. It's been that for a long time. The simplest way, and it's silly that I remember it, is if you eat a lot of pie, you will inflate. So pi is inflation. Yeah, I know, it's terrible, but we just came off Christmas and Thanksgiving, so it should make sense. So, in contractionary policy, once again, is going to be a contractionary fiscal policy, FISCAL. So that is once again the government where they can alter taxes or government spending. So we want to slow the economy down. The reason is if our economy is going too fast, we're going to burn up all of our gas and oil, we're going to cut down all of our trees, and we're going to cause scarcity. Economics is the science of scarcity. So as things become more scarce, what does the price do? It goes up, right? If there's not much lumber, I mean, Australia, California, the fires, when natural resources burn, they become more expensive. That's as natural and raw as econ can be. Okay? So if we have inflation, we want to slow the economy down. Red, make it stop. Okay? So green for make it go, red for make it slow. So a contractionary policy, if we look at the circular flow model, that means we want money to slow down. And politicians don't talk about this one because they won't get reelected. No one steps up to the podium and says, "Good morning, everyone. The economy's doing great. We should slow it down." That means we're going to lose jobs. So that means I won't get elected. So bye. Now, if we look at this right here, we know that government spending, if there's money's being pumped from the government, they're going to actually decrease their spending. They're going to decrease their spending right here. So if government spending decreases, remember we have our formula of sig x over here. So now if one side of it decreases, what's the other side going to do? It's going to decrease. So aggregate demand and GDP are synonymous. If aggregate demand is decreasing, GDP is decreasing. So if government spending is going to be decreased by our government or our Congress making laws, says, you know what, we're going to do budget cuts, we're going to cut some money out, we're going to slow the economy, then that would lead to GDP decreasing because G is a component of aggregate demand. Now, of course, the other one is they could raise your taxes, and nobody likes that. No one ever votes for someone who's going to raise taxes. But we need to pay for things, so if we raise taxes, what's it going to do to consumption? Your paycheck is going to be smaller, isn't it? So if taxes are raised, your consumption is going to decrease, and three dots is therefore aggregate demand would decrease. Now, know if aggregate demand is going to decrease, GDP is going to decrease as well. So, in the short run, that's going to make inflation go down. That's what we wanted. That's the whole goal of that contractionary policy. And when that happens, the unfortunate thing is we cause scarcity and no one's buying as much stuff, so it makes unemployment go up, which is an unfortunate side effect. Now, the side effect of expansionary policy would be what then? If we're burning resources, we're making unemployment decrease, which is our goal, right? Because it's a recession, we're trying to fix it. Unemployment goes down. What's going to happen to those resources as we burn them and cut them down? What's the price going to do? It's going to make inflation. So that's the bad part, or what we call our side effect. So if we look at the circular flow model, once again, we can see that over here, if all of a sudden we increase taxes on people, increase taxes on businesses, they're going to pass those costs on to consumers. So all of these are going to slow the economy down. Okay, so that's what we call a contractionary fiscal policy. Now, when we're looking at these things up here, there's something we have to be wary of, and that's called a leakage. So a leakage, there are two things that are considered a leakage that are major ones. Okay, the first one is our component of net exports. Now, we're Americans, and we buy lots of stuff from other countries, right? or the companies have it manufactured there, however you want to look at it. So in this model, if we're spending money by consuming, by investing, by the government spending, or by exports and imports, which is X minus M, exports minus imports. So now all of a sudden, what if we were buying more imports? Where's the money going? Is it staying in the circular flow model, or is it leaving? So this right here, this import part, that would be leaving the model. Okay, we'd have a leakage. We'd lose money in our own economy, wouldn't we, when it goes to another economy? Now, the other place that we can lose it is, say you get paid right here, you get your wage, rent, interest, or profit as a form of income. What if you don't spend it? Does it circulate in the economy? No. So say it leaks as savings. So if you put cash into your pocket or bury some gold in your backyard or just simply save the money somewhere else, you don't go out and spend it, do you? So in the model, if we look at it as a whole again, we want the economy to be stimulated, and we also need to slow it down whenever things go too fast. So this is our contractionary policies in these 4 places right here. This is what we call a leakage, when imports are purchased more than, when we export we have to make it then ship it out and we get the money. But if we just simply send money to another country and buy their item, then the money leaves. So this is a leak as well, a leak of money. This is a leak of money whenever people save or don't spend it throughout the economy. Okay?